Okay. Welcome, everyone, to the Money Pigs Livecast. This is episode number 70. This is a Dawngate Roundtable Discussion Show brought to you by MobaChampion.com. I am Twerp78 along with the Blue Muzzy, MOBA Champion John himself, Tulse, and joining us as a very special guest is the member of Team Based, tactician player, Ghosty. Hello, Ghosty. Say hello to the internet.
Hello, Internet.
There you go. Good job, Ghosty. You already are doing well. So,
All right.
off to a better start than you got to this weekend. So,
Oh,
that out of the
oh.
way, we got the early burn in.
I gotta go.
We will keep we will keep the burns to a minimum tonight. No. We're teasing Ghosty, but thank him for joining us. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. We will be covering the most recent patch that happened, 36.1, and some of the balance changes that we touched on last week when we got a hold of the patch notes, but now we've actually all had our hands on the patch, so we can give some first-hand feedback, as well as we'll be recapping this past weekend, S1cknote Invitational number 6, Inferno, which, congratulations to Tulse and Team BOB for placing first in that event.
Scrubs.
Bunch of scrubs they are. Other than that, we are going to be getting hype for the first ever Race to the Gate event, qualifier, whatever we want to call it. I think it's just the first Race to the Gate event. I don't know the proper terminology.
The Northern whatever?
Yeah, it's like part of the Northern.
North.
Yeah, it's
that
the
Race
North.
to the Gate North.
Race to the Gate North. That's what we're going with for now. So we've got that to look forward to. We're going to talk about that and what we kind of expect from that and what that really just kind of means for competitive Dawngate in general. But first and foremost, well, we don't have any lore to speak of. We're still on hiatus. But since we do have Ghosty here, I would kind of just like to get your impressions on lore and things of that nature. I mean, how into lore are you, Ghosty? Do you have any shapers you particularly like their lore backstory? Do you investigate the lore? Do you like read the chronicles? What's your stance on lore?
The most I know is the name of all the shapers in the game.
Well, that's a start. It's more than Evan Iskis knows, and we had him on last week. But what about the chronicles? Are you into the chronicles at all?
Nope.
Nope, you don't even touch on them. You don't even glance at them.
Let me
I
send
know
you a
nothing
link.
of lore.
Muzzy,
I'll send you a link right now.
Oh,
Link
God.
Master Muzzy. will
Yeah,
send
and
you a
I
link.
expect you to study up.
I feel like Muzzy is so disappointed.
DawnggateChronicles.com.
No, I
Muzzy
mean,
is so
I
disappointed.
can I know where you're coming from, Ghosty. I was never into lore stuff at all, but the easily digestible bits that Dawngate gives it to me, it's enough for me to it's like I said, it's enough for me to digest.
Right.
So it's pretty nice. But like I don't know, you don't even have like who's your favorite shaper?
Ferris or Mina.
Okay.
So-
Well, I mean, they both have pretty interesting lore backstories. So I mean, you should at least give the audio in the chronicles a listen maybe once because they're pretty good. Faris's is like really sad. if you want to cry,
Yeah, no kidding.
it's worth your time. I mean, I think you should just check them out once in a while because it's I think they do a pretty good job with it. And the fact that like I mean, what about the living lore votes? Do you even like pick a side even for like lulls? Like I like Renzo
do
more than
vote.
Kagan.
I do vote. Like, I know MOBA Champion always puts like this thing, it's like reasons to vote for this, and I'll read that, and I'll be like, I want that one. And I'll be
We
like,
used to. Rest in peace, laments. God bless him.
He went to college and he's all distracted by young, hard-bodied co-eds.
He's drowning in Kenzie right now.
He's like such a tortured artist at school. Probably he wears like a scarf, and chicks think he's like really deep and like brooding. He's like writing in a leather-bound notebook. But that's enough of my laments fan fiction.
Holy crap, that sounds like Harry Potter.
I've been watching that all day. There's been a Harry Potter marathon in my house.
Is that like a Canadian?
that's
Oh,
fun.
happy Canadian Thanksgiving!
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you
is
for
that
Columbus
now?
Day.
Oh my
That's-
god. You can't just do that. You can't take an American holiday and put Canada in front of it, alright, man?
Uh,
No.
Canadian.
What? Dude, Canadian Halloween. Canadian Halloween. It's like January 7th or something like that, right? I mean, they.
No.
No. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope.
What?
It's in May, Muzzy. That's
It's in
where
May.
you're wrong.
Sorry, it's in May. You're right. Sorry.
Uh,
You
Nope.
see, we wouldn't know. America.
America. So, moving on, we did have a patch this past week, a little balance tuning type patch. Not a big content patch, but some significant changes nonetheless. So, I mean, if you guys just want to kind of go around and talk about the major sticking points for you from this patch, now that you've played a little bit on it, Muzzy, You can go. You can lead us off. I mean, you're a Basco player.
Sure.
Did you notice the
I am.
6% on his
Uh,
ultimate?
So there was a command created on my channel called whiff. Partially because I'm a bad player, and partially because I don't know how to bait out movement from other players first, escape moves and mobility, and then partly because his projectile speed on Basco's ult was too slow, and then it continued through into my Viridian games as well. So I'm inclined to think that it's more because I'm a bad player, but I'll take the 6% increase in speed. I just played with him the other day, and I wrecked face, and it felt great. I can't say that I noticed the 6% difference, but I mean, I got, a few triple kills landing ult after ult after ult, so it must be doing something. So I'm giving it a thumbs up, 6% thumbs
Like the
up.
Basco change, it feels good. You feel.
Yeah.
It did feel a little sluggish beforehand. I'll give you that. I felt it was kind of sluggish. You couldn't really trying to max range the ability, especially like you could see it coming a mile away, so it was kind of easy to dodge. So I do like the change. What do the rest of you guys think about the Basco ult change? Feels
I
good.
think it prevents him from dying in midair a lot of times now. Like the 6% kind of helps so that he actually gets to the target and sometimes might be able to do his like other stuff in his kit, so maybe his Q and E. But like before, like my friend, as you know, like Harrison, Lebasco XD.
He was casting some in-houses
Yeah, he was
with
casting
me
with
today.
you,
I thought
and
he
then,
did a really
like,
good job.
Like he would always be like, I fucking died in mid alt cast again
Oh, yeah.
as Basco.
Oh, yeah.
Like
No,
That happens a lot.
that's a true story for a lot of Basco players,
so
especially to anyone who plays crit. All of a sudden, you're just like, I was at like half health. Now I'm completely dead.
Well,
Mid
you want to know
ult.
something interesting? Since you're only stunned for as fast as it goes, wouldn't that actually make the duration of his like slower stun shorter?
Yeah,
Wouldn't it be a Basco nerf?
it's a what's it a burf or enough? It's a
Or,
little bit
or
of both.
is it only the to destination time that's faster, but like the Basco getting to you time? Like which one got fixed? Both, or how does it work? Does anyone actually know?
I
think
think
it's
just
the
the
speed
it
of
says
the
the
ult.
projectile
it's
speed.
the missile
So
speed.
that would
so
be-
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So it's missile speed. So you should be getting there at the same speed as before, then.
Yeah, you're
maybe.
going at the same speed.
Okay, so you're still
Okay.
stunning for the same time.
Okay.
Rip.
Neat. Okay. Interesting. Good to know. Good to know.
But if the missile fires faster, the entire ult will be completed faster, like theoretically, right?
Yeah, but like he
The
hits
character's
you
on-
and then he
it's
follows,
front-
right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, now
so
it's just front loaded now.
so it's just a buff then. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, there
Cool.
you go.
Cool. Nice.
That's a good.
Yeah.
Got it. Nailed it.
Yeah, so
But
that
other-
felt good.
But
Yeah.
other than the Basco change, I felt like everything else was kind of eh. Other
Yeah.
Eh.
I mean,
They
except for
nerfed
the
everything
Sakari.
you hated. They nerfed.
Except for
They,
Sakari.
they literally fixed every single thing we bitched about last
Nope.
week.
I
The rest is
do
still
like
dumb as
the
hell.
Mina nerf.
The rest is still dumb as hell.
We'll get
Yeah.
to duress. I don't want to open with duress here.
Yeah.
Let's
Duress is
cover
dumb.
some more of the little things
Let's
and
go back
then
to Moya and Blitz first, and
Yeah.
then we to dress.
yeah, and the
So,
triumvirate of things we hate on Money Pigs.
Freya's bug, actually, I reported that bug a long time ago. I'm sure many other people did too. And I actually had devs in my stream one day when I was like, did you see that? I just lost my buff indicator, and I still have the buff. So at least that one's fixed. That's good to know.
Oh, talking about bugs in streams, wasn't there that bug with Kagen Hook on Desecrator?
Dancing
Really?
for days.
Oh yeah, today that was crazy.
It looked hilarious.
His little feet were just going, and I'm like, what's going on with Desecrator?
He was waving his arms too, just like he was speed walking and stuff. That was great.
Really?
Is there a
Yeah,
highlight of that? I've been away all
There's
day.
not. I didn't make one, but there was Waystone devs in there. A lot of people saw it.
Okay.
It was pretty. It was really, really cool looking. I think it was like Renzo masterpieced him up, and then he got pulled through a wall. So I don't know where it got wonky, but Desecrator was just floating in midair, acting like he was permanently knocked up after like it was so silly looking.
Really?
Yeah,
So
it
he was stuck there.
He was
couldn't
stuck. Yeah, he
perform
couldn't
any
move. I mean,
action.
No,
he
he
was
couldn't
dead.
move.
He was surrounded by 4 people. He would have died.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
he
like
was
it
stuck.
prevented his death, but
Right.
He was literally stuck like on the wall.
Interesting.
That is the best.
yeah, it was pretty funny. What about the dibs touches? Do you think the movement? Did you guys notice the movement speed
Yep.
on Dream Wrap coming down and
Yeah.
the duration of it and all
Oh,
of
yeah.
that?
I really like the Dream Rat reduction.
Yeah, I noticed the shield reduction a few times.
It feels like you're playing a different shaper, honestly. Like that felt a lot different to me. Like having to press your W so fast and like not being able to move as quickly is like I don't know, it's weird. It takes a bit to get used to the muscle memory.
Yeah. And
I
like
haven't really felt much.
also
Well,
like the fact that
shit.
you have to like the reactivation on it is shorter, so you can't space it
Mhm.
out so much because when you used to play Dibs Tag, you just pop the shield on and you just wail at the enemy dude and you space it out like perfectly, and then the other like gladiator or tactician just feels like crap.
Yeah, they just can't win any trades if you do it that way. This
Yeah,
gives it a
exactly.
little better.
So this is slightly better.
Like it's a nerf in lane, but I don't think it makes any difference in like team fights stuff because you're like spamming out those shields
Yeah,
anyways.
exactly.
So it just helped. It just nerfed his laning a little bit.
And I don't
Yeah.
think people think Dibs is overpowered when it comes to team fights. It's really his laning where if you would say Dibs is overpowered, or when you guys ban Dibs in tournaments and stuff, I'm sure it has to do with his split pushing also, but I mean, he's got a super strong lane phase, right? I mean, that's the major reason for the focus on Dibs, yeah?
Well, I don't know why people ban Dibs against Bob.
I just think his ult's really good.
I think it's
Yeah.
all
Okay.
free power plus global. That's OP.
A
Yeah.
lot of people don't use it for the power, and that pisses me off when I'm in like a really close team fight and someone walks away with 10 hit points and my Dibs got that green light next to him, and I'm just like, you mother-" like it's a lot of power actually. Like Dibs with
Yeah.
hostility is pretty insane. Like when you factor in exactly how much power you can give to a nearby teammate, it's pretty crazy. Was it? His ultimate's 45 power. Like that's
That's a lot.
That's pretty
Huge.
good.
A lot of
yeah,
power.
that's
yeah.
that'll make a difference.
That plus hostility is like a legendary tier power item for your
Yeah.
carries. Yeah.
This is
Hmm.
insane.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen hostility on a Dibs in a while.
It's my favorite item in the game.
I feel like it's an underappreciated item.
Yeah, I think it's mainly also because of how expensive it is and how
Yeah,
you don't really feel it.
sure.
Like the active
But
portion
you
of
can't
it is
even
not
really
active.
see it.
Yeah,
the only
exactly.
thing
Yeah.
the only thing you see is the occasional crit for sure.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, why did I just crit just now? Oh, this guy's a hostility. Oh, cool.
Oh, my worst
I
though-
really like it.
I do
Okay,
too.
I was random. I was laning in the tournament. I remember, and this was the finals against SG. I came back to lane. I was about to last hit. Favors suddenly W's forward. He autos me once, and I got fucking crit. And I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, and then the lane is on their tower, and I'm like, "Well, time to wait at my tower." Like, it's so stupid.
Dream dead.
Crit's amazing.
Those
Crit's
crits, man.
amazing.
Yeah.
Ah.
Moving on. Once again, the fear duration on Key to the Heart for Mina has been taking a hit, and now it's down to half a second from 0.75.
Totally noticed it.
Totally noticed that too. And
Oh, yeah.
an interesting anecdote about this. I was
0.25 seconds and you notice it.
well, not only that, but just from where her fear originally was at. I was watching old YouTube videos with the original Best Dibs NA the other night, and we watched one of the games we recorded from a meet when Mina first was released, and I'm like, look how long the fear duration is on her. It was insane when it first came out, and now to see it at half of a second feels so much better. I think Mina has finally reached a balanced state. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but she's still great. She's still a great shaper. Her kit will always make her good and useful and really, really strong pick, but she doesn't feel like such a bully where you can pair her with anyone in any lane and suffer nothing, no drawbacks from it. Now, she does seem to have specific synergies with certain shapers, and I just want to know what you guys think about that. Do you finally think we can put Mina on the shelf and she's in a good place?
I think Mina's OP.
You still think Mina's
Mina's
okay?
really good.
She still pokes like
Yeah.
harder than a Sakari. I don't know how, but
It's
Like,
like
I
two and
feel-
auto attacks.
she's obnoxious.
Sakari, Mina, and Dibs are the top 3 supports, but I would say Mina is like number 3.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'd agree with that.
I'm with you, Twerp, though. I'm not afraid of Mina anymore.
I'm not. Yeah.
No.
She's good. She's strong. Like, you have to respect her, but it's not like,
Yeah.
well, Mina lane, time to just, tuck my tail between my legs and hang out on my binding and pray for a
I
jungle
will
gang.
say, if it's Mina Ferris, I still feel that way.
Well, yeah. That was my
Well,
point.
yeah, I know,
I mean,
but-
she still has synergy with certain shapers, but it's not like,
course.
oh, it's
Yeah.
Mina and
Mina Ferris is so
Michaela,
dumb.
like, oh, okay, it's still
Mina
not.
Ferris is awesome. Mm.
I feel like the main difference between Sakari, Dibs, and Mina is that if you have a very good team and you're a good Mina player, like, you become exponentially better. Like,
Yep.
if your jungler is slightly ahead of the enemy jungler and you're like you go into like a Volek and you're like, yo, let's go find the Salus. The Salus is dead no matter what. And then
It's so nice playing Mina and just sitting in Donlu and Yagachu all game. It's just like I know we're going in and I'm gonna go full ham. Like there's no stopping it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Mina will always be strong, but she feels more balanced to me at least. So moving on, Sakari got a big change. Her iceberg now. She gets 2 icebergs at level 1, moves up to 3, then 4, then 5, and it stays at 5. She no longer gets 5 at every single rank. This is hugely significant because we talked about it a bit during S1cknote, but now you have to kind of make a choice as a Sakari player. I mean, generally she's played Tactician. If you play a Tactician, are you going to go for the Burst? Are you going to try and level up the Ice Lances or the Shatter? Or are you going to try and level up the Icebergs and give your team that kind of utility? Yeah. Regardless, how do you guys build? I mean, Ghosty, you're a Tactician player. I don't know if you play a whole lot of Sakari, but what are your thoughts on Sakari and now the interesting dynamic with the W? Sakari, Shakira.
So I still think you still max E because it just does insane amount of damages with the amount of stacks that you need for it. But now instead of maxing Q second, I max W second because you need those icebergs. And I feel like now with this change, you actually have to be smart about how you place those icebergs because you only got 2, so you got to use them right.
So do you notice like a lot more dives on you or earlier as a Sakari, against the Sakari, because she may not about the same.
It's about the same.
Yeah.
But when you do it this time, the jungler that's ganking you won't die. What's the difference?
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm taking you with me!
Yeah.
You can't waltz around someone until like 13-ish level, right? So like that's a big deal.
Yeah. You can't just 2v3 now at level 3, so
yeah. It used to be so fun. Like when a Volek ganks you.
So broken, please.
You're like, die. Here's my wall. Oh, you got past that wall. Oh, here's another wall. We'll keep doing it.
That was awful. And the bug was also removed, right?
Yeah, the bug got fixed in a hot fix.
That was last patch, right?
Yeah, or something.
Oh, yeah, patch before that.
But
I've lost count how many times I've gotten stuck in icebergs, and it's just
seriously.
That was pretty annoying, but we don't have to deal with that anymore. So what do you guys think about Sakari overall? So she's in the holy triumvirate of the holy trinity. Mina, Sakari, Dibs.
She's not in the Trinity. She's above the Trinity.
She is.
She's number 1, honestly.
She's Sakari.
I'll tell you what. Yeah. Arborist played a bomb-ass Sakari in the finals. I think making Tulse look really good in that lane in the final when he was on Sakari.
Anything? Okay, this is how my top lane went in all the finals games. Oh, we got Sakari. Cool. Arborist, go 1v2. And I will stand like on this side of the minion wave, and you'll stand between them and their minion wave, and I'll just last hit. And then I'm like, Arborist.
He just got carried by Arborist, that's all it is.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, Arborist, when you want to all in, just let me know. And he's like, okay. And that was the first 5 minutes, and I literally didn't have to do anything at all.
It's so obnoxious. That poke.
I mean, is a Sakari your favorite lane partner, Tulse?
My favorite is Flynn. If it's Arborist, it's Flynn. If it's everyone else,
and the award for unexpected answer goes but Muzzy, they did run. BOB does have a Flynn comp. They did it in the tournament to success. Right.
Yes, who did they
I think
do
he's
it
great. I think he's amazing. His kid is amazing.
It wasn't BM. It was legit.
Coordinated team.
Who were they BMing? Who were they BMing? DI. Okay, all right. I guess.
DI beat Base. What are you talking about?
No, it was a legit.
We didn't play in that tournament. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was too busy stuffing my face with turkey. I missed that one. That's interesting.
I think he's cool with a coordinated team who actually has a plan and listens to each other. Solo queue, he's junk.
Yeah.
But I mean, good for you guys for playing him, making it. Proving that every shaper is viable. Oh no, wait!
You just got to be really good with landing your cues. The thrilling heroics are the key to his kit.
Stun, you're set. If you know how to land that stun,
and it's not an easy ability. It's kind of like the way like old Olaf was in League. Like if you could land an axe, you'd kill anyone.
Right, you win.
Thrilling heroics, you need to be able to land that and use that ability properly to really get.
Did anyone play Zeri?
Yeah,
one team played Zeri. Yep.
They played Gladiator, Zeri, Power Zeri.
Yep.
Did anyone play
with a Vex?
Okay.
Yeah, they tried to.
Did anyone play Reyna?
I don't know.
I don't.
I don't think so.
Not in
Well,
any of the
I'll
games
have
I
to go
saw.
look. I'll do my own
Check the
research for that.
statistics on the
I know.
esports wiki.
Provided
What's
by
that?
good old
Can
Mal,
you show us that
base
link, please?
analyst.
Yeah, do we have a
Yeah.
link to this wiki that we're talking about?
Yep.
This wiki right here.
In the
Why? This
chat.
is useful.
Is Magi
Please
Bot yelling at me?
Why is
request your
Magi Bot
bot
yelling
for
at you?
permission to post links.
MagiBot, it's
Okay.
okay. I gave him permission, MagiBot. You can
Oh.
stop threatening people. It's funny when MagiBot fights with Nightbot.
Yeah. Magi Bot's a little broken right now. He's in the process of being fixed.
It's okay.
Oh, we don't have the statistics there. God damn it, Malik.
God damn it.
Oh
Malk.
wow, Malk, good old Malk.
Wow.
talking
bad
you
old
up.
Malik.
Bad
Bad
old
old
Malk.
Game, man.
Wow.
Got some words.
I'll find the Google document.
Malk, you're
Alright.
benched now, so.
All right, who's next on the list? Ronan.
Well, I've got Ronan. We see Ronan on the house. Got a little bit of a buff, so it feels like it does damage. I actually got a kill with it in a game, so I'm like, oh, this is a real ability now.
The best feeling is when you fade away and you do like a Kobe. You toss it and you look away.
Someone
And
did
then-
that in one of the
Oh!
games. I don't remember who it was.
I think I got more kill. I mean, I'm not an AD carry player, and I also jungled him, but I got more kills with On the House than anything else before these buffs. So, I don't know.
But now the
Never
big
had an
thing, like on the house buff is nice. It's a nice little significant damage boost. But the real significant buff was to his ultimate, which got another 15 damage at all ranks.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
that is pretty huge.
And it's
Yeah.
just, basic attack damage bonus. So from 35 to 50 at rank 1, that's nothing to sneeze at. What do you guys think about? A couple teams picked Ronan and played him really well. I know Snitch really likes him. I think Shivy really likes him too.
There are
That's
some
news.
superb AD carries who make Ronan look so good, but I still can't win a game with them. I'm 0-10 now.
Really?
I'm bad. You know what? I'm a tactician main now because I can't do it. He's fuck.
It's hard to
Like,
CS with. It's hard to the early game. He doesn't have any really good wave clear. Even on the house with the buff, it doesn't do a whole lot. You're not gonna one shot a wave with it. So
I still think Ronan sucks.
He probably does suck overall, but like when he gets fed, like he is fucking hype. Like
You can give that argument to any shaper though.
that's a
Yep.
good point.
Yep. But
But
he
that
makes
means
it
that his
look
kit is
good.
effective.
He makes it look
Yeah,
good.
Ronan is like Vex with swag. Like,
Yeah.
But Ronan
Vex
is
to it.
fun.
It's like,
Yeah.
yo, Q, but Vex is like, I push all my buttons once, and then
And
do
And
all
then
that
right
again.
click.
Yeah.
If,
And then when you're Ronan, you just like Q, and I'm like,
if Dawngates gets any shaper similar to what we see in LoL with like the Protect the Tristana comps with like Lulu's on hit and Nami's on hit, stuff like that, like Vex would be crazy. Like, because right now when you have max haste on him, he's like I don't know, he's like like that would.
It's like one of those big machine guns on the top of like a Humvee,
Yeah.
like. Ba, 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 ba.
I had a Vex in game recently, not by basically any power, but he had a Ruin and Fate and
That's it.
like
It's like
280 haste or something, and just I was like, he has no power. I'm fine. I can go in. Dead. Just
Yeah.
dead.
Rest
I was
in
like, are you
peace,
kidding?
phase.
He didn't even ult. I was like, how? I don't understand.
Just W. Man.
Vex that
crazy.
W,
His ult's just power basically. His W is
Yeah.
the shredder.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, Ronan, yeah, probably shit, as you guys said. Overall, right? Like across statistically, he's probably not great.
See, I
Still-
don't really care how good or bad he is. I'm just still upset that his ult is so damn similar to a shaper that we already have. I mean, it looks like a crappy version of Vex ult. Even though it does something slightly different, it's still mechanically similar. I just don't like it.
It's like a worse Vexel.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
uninspired.
I
But
think
But
that's
it does execute really, really hard at early levels.
Of course. I mean, the
Right.
execute is good. That's where it differs. But I
Yeah,
mean, if
okay.
you just had a Vex, you don't need an execute. He
right,
is-
Vex hits everybody near the main target, and this guy just like
Right.
hits the wall.
And Vex can target a creep to hit
Mhm.
everybody. He doesn't have to have the shaper target. He also doesn't have to do anything special other than hit R once in order to get the full effect of his ult, which is
Yeah.
a massive effect compared to Ronan. I feel like Ronan's ult is just boring still, but
Yeah, I mean,
that's just
to me, Ronan's like the playmaker's AD carry, and it's like a really fun, and I'll still pick and lose with him.
Yeah.
But like for these guys here in the bottom with their like money on the line, like I doubt when push comes to shove, I wouldn't go to Ronan.
Yeah, I know. When push comes to shove, and it's like Varian,
would-
Kenzu,
I would
Ronan.
play Ronan above Nisa.
Would you really?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I
Okay.
would too.
Because
There's so much
Misa is-
mobility though in Dawngate. I'm sorry, there's so much CC in Dawngate that I don't think that the carry needs the mobility. So that one thing that he does better than other carries, I think, is not really a pro.
It actually makes
as
a
much.
huge difference. Like I have a Smurf that
Does
plays
it?
Ronin only, and I'm 25-0 with him. And I'm playing against
Wow.
champion people.
Smurf.
Why
No,
you
I'm
play
champion-
against me, man?
Okay, I got into a game with Scrag, and I was higher MMR than Scrag. And this
But
was
that's how
before I
Smurfs
had
work.
25 wins.
This
This
is how
was when I
Smurfs
had
work,
15
though.
wins.
You win like 5 games and you're like MMR rank
Yeah,
1.
that's what
Yeah, and
happened.
then I started playing against people like Scrag, and I still win. So it's like, I don't know. I have like huge mixed feelings about Ronin. Because when I'm super ahead, I go this stupid dumb build where I go Conquest and Destruction, and I blink forward to the back, and then I 2-shot their carry, and then I like swag walk away with my Q.
Yeah, just pop Invigorate, and I'm like, peace later, boys.
Well, no joke. I do feel like he has to be that kind of carry. I don't like him just sitting there on the tank. Like
Yeah,
The-
like
the
I
I
feel
do
like,
damage to the tanks.
yeah, the most important part is you have to get to the back line, or you have to find a way to execute with your ult to the back line.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing that, like you're just not doing Ronin's job.
I mean, as
That's
far as
like-
like playmaking in a one-on-one situation with another ranged AD, like he's got to be up there in that. Like
Yeah.
all things
Oh, yeah.
equal, you're both level 16. You have the same 4 items. Like nothing too crazy. Like if you're just going just off skill and like what you can do within the kit, like Ronin's
Yeah.
got to be up there.
he'll probably win because he can juke the skill shot and he just gets a lot of flat damage on his QNR.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Probably.
I think he
Um,
might beat everyone 1v1.
Yeah. Maybe
I
like
don't think
lucky
she'll beat McKellar.
lucky
Oh, yeah,
McKellar
McKellar.
crits, maybe.
If you
Yeah.
like gold coin crit, it's
Gold
like,
coin crit is all your HP and you're
One shot,
just
one shot.
But I
dying.
mean, if you juke that collateral coin with Bolt, you know what I mean? Like that's a big part
Especially
of
if
her
you got
damage.
Wither on your kit, let's say in a theoretical 1v1.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm like the leading expert on how to lose with Ronin at this point, and like yeah, my AD carry playstyle is very much like hit the target in front of me and like go through them until I get the back line, and that doesn't work for him. I found, or at least it doesn't for me. Like the best Ronins I've seen, like just bypass the tank and just like they go so ham, and it's really cool to watch as I lose, but like
They
it's
have the
impressive.
mobility to do so.
Yeah, definitely. Like I see these guys blinking in, like cute. It's like it's crazy, and those like super high beta carries, like I fear them in game, even on Ronin, or especially on Ronin, I guess.
Especially because of the mobility.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. Like, I have such mixed feelings about these numbers, because if you think about it, 145 physical damage, like, that's huge. That's like an extra auto attack on all your auto attacks.
Ish. I don't
And you
know.
can
Like,
crit with the
you get-
ult.
you get, like, well, you get like 300 AD late game.
And it
Like,
resets
Yeah.
your auto.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, imagine you crit on your normal, and then you Q dash, and then you crit again. 'Cause you're RNGesus, and then they're dead.
I think
Yeah,
a
that's
month
like
start
2,000
playing
points
Donkey.
of crit right there, isn't it?
It's a lot of
That-
damage.
Yeah, that's a carry's life right there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get hit by 1 CC, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
we always
Silver
we always
boys,
look,
pack it up.
we always look to Mikella as like the hyper steroid on her autos, but it's really only 20, 40, 60. So she gets over 3 autos. She gets what, 1 extra auto attack? Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
Whereas with Ronin, like, if you get to the
Right.
late game, your ult is basically an extra auto attack every time.
Yeah.
True.
I don't know. It's too hard. 80 carry life is too hard, because if a bruiser gets fed, you just cry.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you were thinking switching to AD carry. I wouldn't do that ever. I just
Yeah,
they're
I
like,
was-
I'm retiring. I'm not playing AD carry. Screw you
Right.
guys.
Yeah, Ghosty was like, yo, why did you change? Yo, you changed the worst role possible.
It
So
is.
is that your primary role now? Is AD carry? That's
Yeah.
what you got. That's what you're doing for Bob.
Yeah.
Or Gladiator, I guess. You and 50 switched from Glad and Tact,
Basically
right?
swap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, 80 carry scares me. I feel like there's too much responsibility and too many things can go wrong because there's so much
Just blame your
damage.
support, dude. Just blame. your
No,
support.
man, it's you blame yourself for positioning most of the time. I mean, that's why I won't play. I won't play her.
Well,
I
this is the way
Embrace the
swap
ego.
works. So, like, if I die randomly, with a stupid reason, Arbors will question mark ping me like crazy. And then everyone else on Bob will do that, like, on top of my corpse.
They
That's
do
my
that a lot.
tournaments.
if you're ever watching casted games and Bob is
Yeah.
like, it was funny because during some games they're like, look, Bob's raging at each other, like look at their spamming pings, they must be fighting, and I'm like,
No,
no,
just how
that's not really it.
that's-
Like, I didn't want to
that's-
say that, but I'm just
That's
like,
their version of positive
we're
reinforcement.
like, oh, a lot of pings going down here.
And then every time I die, I'm just like, I have died. And then the pings just come raining in.
Mhm. It's good to keep it lighthearted. Moving on from Ronan,
Tess.
Tess.
Oh, baby.
Tess got some
I think
big
Tess was-
lovin', and
Huge.
Tactician Tess is quickly becoming really effing annoying.
So why were these buffs given? Because I mean, I was scared of Tess
Yeah.
on release day, basically. Like, does anybody know what?
Well, I'll never
think it
forget.
was-
I forget who it was in chat. It was either Mr. Failure or Simpson.
It was
Someone
Mr. Failure.
someone I associate with Cerulean, and just lost his mind when Tess was like triple Q.
Yep.
Is I'll never forget that. That'll be my go-to of why you never bitch about a shaper on a Monday shaper reveal. But I think the Tess nerfs are good because the Drefts nerfs kind of hit her pretty hard. Because like I feel like her jam was just duress Fate, and now that Fate doesn't work, she may have needed it.
I think it also opens up to actually going Glad Test, but I don't know if
Right.
you would actually do it. Because like if you go full power and then you just drive by the 80 carry on the back, you
Yeah.
basically die.
No, I
Tess-
think
Tess
Tactician
was my
Tess was Tactician Tess was already really good, and then you just buffed her, and it's just like, okay, let's just make Tactician
Doing
Tess
more.
even better. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think overall she's better, but like with the duress nerfs, like her effectiveness in the game might be a little worse than it was last patch. Like your Q was on your duress on like a 3-4 second cooldown before, which is pretty.
I
nice.
never even felt duress on her before.
Well, you suck. That was that's what I enjoyed doing, was just spamming
the long
duress.
range Qs for duress.
Right, but then you get the triple on hit, and then your Fate's proccing left, right, and center. Like it was, I don't know, it was fun. But now it's more like damage, damage.
Which is
Like,
awesome because you just
Right.
do insane burst at like level
Yeah.
4, level 6, and they don't even know what the hell hit them.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal. I love
Jeez.
Tess is now second only to Kindra in my games played, and I love her. I'm glad that
Really?
she's
So good at sieging. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So why the buff then?
Well,
I don't know, I think
I
it's
still
just the
don't
way-
understand because this seems like a big buff to me.
She didn't seem like she was underpowered. That's why I question the buff. But I think it's
She-
maybe trying to make her more viable as. I think they're trying to make her more viable
Yeah,
as Gladiator. But
Right, but in
It's
making
not gonna
her
stop
more
people
viable
from
as
paying her.
Gladiator,
And-
you
but-
make her
Yeah.
yes,
way more powerful overall.
Exactly,
like,
Muzzy.
it's not really role based. It's not like the only role that I feel like people need to make somebody like you would need to change a kit for to make them more viable in is Hunter, because Hunter is a very specific requirement.
They've
So
done
to
some
change
cool
somebody
stuff.
to be better at being tacked by changing their numbers as opposed to their kit, or changing someone to be better as a gladiator by changing their numbers as opposed to their kit, that it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what I'm missing, but
well, I mean the
If you look at
big-
all of this, like
Yeah.
the numbers wise, it's all ratio buffs, right? And that scales with the
Yeah.
amount of gold you can get
Right.
and item wise. So that's
they
how
also-
I see it's directly a gladiator buff.
they also changed it such that the ratio goes up, but the empowered version goes down because the use case of like getting the empowered is so rare that like they just wanted the non-empowered version to be better, which is I don't know, like they're
I
never
wish we
gonna
had a
buff
dev
it.
here who could comment.
But yeah, but I mean
Devs.
they're never going to buff a champion that's overperforming. So I mean, like
Right.
you can kind of infer that I guess across the board she was underperforming. And I don't know about you professionals, but like is Tess getting picked a lot?
On the bright side, now you can pick Ronin and Tess in one lane, and it's like you have a 180 carry on your team. So
The early game, you're like, we're even, boys.
That was rough. That was rough. So a solo lane with 2 mines. Interesting.
Yo,
Yeah.
team, like,
I like double 80 carry in lane.
It's
With
brutal.
Tess. Yeah. Or like Tess Ashabel, like just put on your Nikes, man, like your dancing shoes, whatever. It's fun to play.
it's
Not
it's
again,
really
but-
good. Tess is really really good in those lanes against melee glads. I noticed the lanes against those gladiator
Right.
Maras, the gladiator Ceruleans, or
it's really- it's level
oh, I
6.
hate going against Mara as Tess because I'm just on my bike and she just throws her slow and I'm just like I can't go that way.
Well, yeah, that makes it difficult. But as far as just harassing when you're trying to farm, she's
Yeah.
really, really effective for that. Like Ashabel in that sense.
Good old Malk says Tess saw a lot of pick rate in S1cknote
Yeah,
6.
she did. I was gonna say I saw
All
her
right.
a lot.
Again, all right, Turkey. Okay, I missed everything this weekend. Sorry, you know.
That's why we're
Shit.
here, John.
Canadian Thanksgiving.
Wasn't even fucking turkey. It was chicken.
He's so upset about it
He
still.
is. He wanted turkey. I'll ship you some turkey.
I got you.
Anyway, I don't know. I think Tess is in a good place.
I think she's too
Yep.
strong now.
I don't know.
She's
I went-
we'll see.
She's
I mean,
overbearing.
right. I mean, if this is any indication of balance, I played her 6 times this week and went 3-3. So
Damn, you are the balance.
Yep.
And
Right
you
at
went
the dot.
0-10 on Ronin, right? Or
yeah. So buff Ronan. If he ever shows up in my most played list, it's just gonna be an embarrassment.
it's
'cause
not gonna look pretty.
every so often when I'm streaming, I'm like, let's play Ronin. I might win and just insta dodge, like guaranteed. Like nobody wants to see that shit. It's bad. Anyway, moving on. The patch.
Moving
Very-
on. Varian, Celerity
yeah.
Shell got nerfed a wee bit. I barely noticed it in the tournament. I didn't.
I barely noticed
Varian.
it.
Varian still
This is
Varian.
like one of those times where you know how Mina got the 5 power damage reduction, like the 5 power
Yeah.
reduction. I think this is one of those ones where this is going to change things in the long run.
And
You
let's
know.
just pull him in.
Well, I mean, how else do you make it so Varian's not the best ADC in the game? You know what I mean? You have to hit
You
his.
remove the W.
Yeah, you like. There's
Just
nothing
move it,
wrong with
okay.
his kit
That's it.
except he's just got that W. That's insane. So they've already nerfed it. I mean, way back when they nerfed the range, so it's at its range now. But
So it's easy. You just hit him with a stun when he throws the portal down, so it's useless.
Yeah.
I've died
here's-
so many times
It's
today.
like 6 seconds long though. It's like ridiculous.
so maybe make the
5
recast.
seconds.
It's 5. Okay.
So do we? Is the next
I
step?
don't think the recast is the problem though. It's
Yeah,
the fact
I
that
like
he
the
can go over
recast.
terrain and stuff.
Yeah.
The
And
recast
not a
is
lot
really
of
fun. It
changes.
lets you do jukes. Like that's like the
Mhm.
the
It is the cool
best-
thing about it.
Right.
Yeah.
When
Your
it's
gate
fun.
goes this way, you go that way. Like you can ward and stuff. Like it's fun.
Safe warding.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, I did that safe warding shit one time, and then when I went back, there was a boy on top of me, and I was like,
He knew I wanted to come back to. I love
Hey,
doing that to Ferris's.
Ferris. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no.
I love predictable Ferrises, especially when playing Amaranth. They're like, haha, and then just annihilation. I like it.
Bubble.
Yeah.
That feels awful.
Not quite annihilation, but assimilation.
Oh,
got
damn.
quite a. Let me tell you, this is probably my favorite thing
Segue.
about the patch. Assimilation is super good now, in my opinion. Like, if you're an assassin, I mean, maybe not great for like ranged AD, but like power focused bruisers and assassins. This item is insane. I had it in one game on who was I playing? I think I was playing Faris. And I had enough power that it was basically healing me for 300 plus on kills or assists. And that's insane, especially on someone like Faris. Like, you go in, you lay down as much damage as you can on as many people as possible, and then you hang back. The rest of my team picked up like 2 kills, and I'm like, boom, my health bar's back. And then I could go back in. And I don't know about you guys, if you guys picked up the new assimilation, because it's got great stats. 50 power, 10 penetration, and now this Undying Storm passive is really significant. So what do you guys think about assimilation?
I mean, the thing is, it's got a 1.0 power ratio, right? So like the base still seems kind of weak in comparison to the ratio. Like it seems like you have to build a lot of power to make it really.
But you get
useful.
50 power from the item.
God
Yeah.
bless. So
Yeah.
I guess technically it's got 150
Yeah.
base, which I mean it's cool. Like that fits my playstyle. Where like when I'm playing Kindra, I usually let people get the kill and I move on to the next one. So getting a nice surge of healing when that's
John
happening.
is playing Kindred right, boys.
Well, it's actually the thing that kills me the most on Kindra is assuming people are going to kill that guy and like
And they don't, yeah.
and then they don't, or they take too long. I'm like, oh man, I really thought my E was gonna be back up. So I have not built this assimilation, but Torb, if you say I should, I'll try it.
I feel like
Go on.
if you're versus a tanky team, like even that 10 pen, Like you got to play super safe and do that cleanup. I mean, if you're in the case of Kindred, you really have to play real assassin style and just wait. Otherwise, that Undying Storm almost doesn't do anything for you.
I've lived so many times with Undying Storm.
Have you? And
Yeah.
Who are you building it on?
Okay, there was this troll ass game against F-Dad and S1cknote where I was on Vex and I was like, fuck this, YOLO, I'm gonna build double lifesteal for simulation, just gonna press all my buttons, hands up in the air, and then I almost died and then my assimilation proc 3 times. I was like, oh, it's happening! And then ever since then, I've always built a simulation on like assassin kind of shapers. So I would always build it on Viridian or Ferris, like high power, high, like
Yeah.
I'd
kind of
rather
go.
build Ambition on Ferris.
Yeah,
It's
I
just Ambition is just so
Yeah,
good.
I mean, ambition's never a bad idea. Like, it's good on anybody.
Well, don't forget it's getting changed to 3,000 Vim in the next patch.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh,
the next
that's
patch.
been a long time coming. Like,
Right.
it's
Well,
needed
the
that
biggest
for.
advantage-
I
was
don't know
gonna
why they had
say-
to wait this long for Ambition. Ambition's like 1085 for tier 3. It's like, all right, cheap shit,
Yeah.
gimme.
I was gonna say this. We went another patch without the price change.
Yeah,
Is
I don't
it
know what they're
definitely
waiting
coming
on.
the
No,
next
no, no. I prophesized
This
that
is
it would be
John's
the next
Right.
prediction.
the next
yeah.
major patch.
Mhm.
Like you can't throw in a hotfix patch halfway through it and screw with my game here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's still theoretically right with the start of season 1, 4 days from now. Come on, Waystone.
Oh,
All right, so now we move on. All right, well, real quick, we'll touch on the other 2 items. Faith it charges its shield up every 3 seconds instead of 4 seconds. Still a good magic resist item. Grace got fix some bugs, and the duration of the movement speed aura went up. Grace, sleeper item, yes or no?
No.
No?
No.
You don't like it?
No.
You guys don't like it? I fucking love Grace. You guys are dicks.
I think the concept on
I mean,
paper
it's not an
is
item
really
you
cool.
rush, but like 4th
No,
item
but
on
it's-
support?
But why?
Why? Because if you pick 1 kill, it allows you to chase down and get all the rest of them easily.
Yeah, and half of every game, in every game I've ever played, half of the deaths on my team have been because of the chasing.
Yeah, well,
Don't
this will let you.
chase, don't
well,
chase.
well, you'll fix the chase will happen faster, and you'll be
Yeah,
able
which
to
means
get
we'll
there.
die faster.
Well,
I don't know,
this-
man. I
This is
hate
how
chasing.
I see it. When would you ever buy Grace over Duress?
Yeah. There's
Why
just
would
so many
rather
After
better
you already
items.
have a duress, that's why I said
There's
it's your
just-
When
4th
would
item.
you have enough money when you're not winning the game yet to be able to
Well-
afford Grace as a 3rd item?
Well, Grace is hella cheap. It's very cheap.
When you're losing and you didn't get like 3 parasites and you took all your tears, you are crying as a tactician.
Yeah.
That
That's
is the
true.
worst feeling in this game.
There's just better items to build, like even like equilibrium or subjugation, and then there's like I've sometimes built corruption. Like I don't
Yeah,
know if I'm correct.
Oh.
Like corruption's
Oh,
pretty
good.
good.
I feel
And
like
then there's
your
hostility. Like,
Yeah, hostility is my favorite support item, but I feel like the tanks should be building the gear and the scorpion, and your carry should probably get pain. It's like, I mean, you do have some item slots open.
But if I'm
Your
playing
suppo-
something like Mina, like equilibrium subjugation's awesome, because you're gonna hit everyone.
Every
Your
time,
ult
man.
is like so easy to hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I like the idea of getting an item that will slow people down rather than speed up your team, because that means the enemy team is still moving and able to juke things, able to get to
Yeah.
their binding, be able to get back into their base. I'd rather stop them than make me move faster. But that's probably just a preference.
Haters. Yeah, I love Grace.
Well,
Yeah.
you
All I'm
can
saying
like
is
the item.
if the meta shifts to like rushing Grace like a month from now, just remember this.
You called it. You
this
called
shit.
it.
Twerp.
Well, me and BDNA have talked about loving Grace since Item Palooza. It was like
Lord Twerp.
It's cool. It's a great idea.
like on someone like Reyna, who like you know what I mean. Like she's there, she's always in the middle of it. If she survives the fight, it's like the Grace goes off, and now like everyone's trying to run away. King of Mask is flourishing, and all these people are using their gap closes. Like Grace gives you just that extra bit combined with a tailwind or something. Like, ooh, I just like
And
Grace.
then you all walk into Calm Sphere. Like,
Well, you know, get good, kid.
I mean, Grace is definitely the type of high impact visceral item that could straight out win you the game. So
It feels better to have a Grace than it does to have a hostility. Just as far as my feedback as a
feeling-wise.
player, I noticed
Yeah.
the Grace.
yeah, but hostility I find hostility is best early on in the game. That's why I always rush it on
Also
support, because like the raw stats are just better up front. But like Grace is the type of item that's going to swing a team fight in the late game to win the game. So I like it when my supports build it. So I don't know. It's
Well,
like
Especially if you have like one of those like a pick comp where you can instantly erase someone very quickly. Like, you
so
know.
you guys are all coming at it from a competitive view, aren't you?
Well,
no, I'm
it-
coming solo.
I mean,
queue.
that's a solo queue
because
thing too,
how
because
many
you see
times
the
in solo
effect.
queue have you seen somebody pop a tailwind and people start running the wrong fucking direction, and then they turn around and then they run back and they can't decide what the hell they're doing.
Not
Grace
too
does
often.
a very similar. Dude, I
you
see
got
it all the time.
you got ping. You always
Oh
like
yeah, ping and they go okay.
no, seriously. Oh, MOBAs are just RTS games that you control
Yo,
via
you,
ping.
yeah, you just
Yeah.
ping like crazy.
Yeah.
That's why my team question marks me all the time, dude.
And
It works.
if you ping and it doesn't work out, you just be really sarcastic to your stream, be like, guess I didn't ping enough. And classic, but I don't know. I like it.
Classic.
I like the item. You like the item, Twerp?
I love Grace.
Two
I
against
wish
three.
Grace got more play.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun item.
True bad
Like-
duress will always be better.
Yeah.
Probably, but I mean, like
Even-
just like influence, it's okay to have fun items that the pros don't pick. Like that's not a bad.
You're
Yo,
not
I
like
love influence, okay? Influence,
Influence
is
is
the fucking
awesome.
best. It is
Yeah,
the
I said
best
impulse.
item.
I said impulse, not
Oh,
influence.
impulse?
Mm.
Oh.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, sorry.
on Renzo and on Kel, I build Impulse and Duress. And it
Yeah.
is the greatest thing ever.
Oh,
Everyone
shit, I
should
got
do it.
Kel ulti! No, you get Kel ulti! No!
That's true. The Impulse and Kel ulti look identical. That could be a really fun. I never got Impulse on Kel before, but that's a funny.
Oh.
I've seen
The
that.
use.
I've definitely fallen for that. Oh yeah.
All right, so here it is. Duress.
all right.
All right, we'll just quickly go over it. The price increased 170 to 2,700. The haste got taken
Just
down
like-
by 5
Actually only 70.
or 70. Sorry, math.
Man.
It's okay.
The cooldown is now will only trigger against the primary target, so it doesn't. It no longer works with Fate to make the cooldown instant, which was good. The cooldown of the passive has been increased to 15, up from 10, and the passive now gets diminishing returns when applied with rapid succession. Attempting to root a target that's been netherbound, that has been affected by a previous netherbind within the last 5 seconds will result in the root duration being reduced to 50% of the previous root's duration. So continually, half and half and half. So
If you're not building it, you're playing the game wrong.
we're still there, huh? We're still
Yeah.
at
That
that
feel
point.
when Calm flourish forward.
Easiest snares in the life.
Exactly.
Easiest snares of life. Oh man. I built it on Amaranth. It's just like you can't dodge my bubble now.
It's just so dumb. It's like playing with hacks in CS:GO. That's literally what duress is.
aimbot. It's aimbot.
And
Like,
that's
I-
I don't hate the concept of the item, and I was talking a bit about it today in some of like the in-house chats and whatnot, and I really couldn't come up with an answer of like, do I like it or do I not like it? I want it in the game because it's always been in the game. Everyone just forgot about it for 6 months, and then Mage Tactician became the only way to play, and we're like, well, I'm fighting from range. Let me just, people started to pick up on how effective duress really was. And I think part of the biggest problem with it is that it's tied to that auto attack. There's literally no skill involved in using your duress
Nope.
properly.
You got to be in auto attack range.
Yo, man, so much skill. Oh,
That's so hard to do.
I mean,
Oh man.
that's
What if you
not,
get caught by a duress?
yeah, and duress was picked in every single game in S1cknote. So even though this nerf happened, we still saw double duresses on teams. You noticed the diminishing returns, but it locked people down long enough that it still didn't matter.
I didn't notice it at all because 5 seconds is honestly not enough time simply because the rest lasts like what, 1 second? So if you take into consideration what Calm is going to do to you, his fear eggs can fear you for up to like 2.2 or some shit like that. So that's 3 seconds of CC. And then the other tactician just walks like near you so that you're like within auto attack range, but like far enough so that if you do stuff, it doesn't really matter. And then throws an auto attack. And especially if you're like someone on Mina where your auto attack animation is so slow, the 2 seconds will be up and then you get hit by it. And then you're like, fuck, it's 1 second again. And you die.
Getting double duress is the worst feeling ever.
Like
Oh
you,
my
you can
God.
still get double duress, but the team actually has to use their brain now a little bit more so than how they used to. So
Actually follow up.
yeah, actually follow up on your auto attack,
Yeah.
and that is like so easy to do in competitive.
Yeah.
Like okay, you duress someone, the calm does his fear eggs, and then the desecrator blinks forward and kills you.
Yeah,
Like,
that is what happens. And I mean,
like
you
what are
can
you gonna
make the
do?
argument, oh, you shouldn't have been there and got caught, but it's so.
Well, that's the argument I'd like to make.
But
I mean,
you don't. But right clicking doesn't really. It's one
What do
thing
you
to
care
get.
what, dude?
You got caught by like a Zalgus chain or something. Like that's like at least a skill shot. Auto attacks are just. It's so basic, bitch. Like
Yeah,
I
you're like,
just I don't
throw it
know
out
how to
of a
fix it
push.
though.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just hate that item so much.
It's really, really broken. And it's like Assassin's Duress. Okay.
Yeah,
you're
like
gonna
when there's a
stand there.
Ferris on the team, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna die to the Ferris for the first 10 minutes, and then my tactician's gonna get a duress. And what I'm gonna
And
do
that's
is
it.
I'm gonna stand in front of where the Ferris would go, and then we're gonna kill him.
Yep.
And if I fail, you can question mark ping me. That's okay. And then like when they get hit by the duress, they die unless they have blink. I mean, dispel.
Which 90% of the time they don't.
Yeah. So
It's like Drain and Blink is what they'll usually have at that time.
How would you guys feel if duress went off if you got 3 auto attacks on somebody like Vengeance?
I don't think it matters because if you're fighting back whilst they're CCing you, you're probably gonna die.
You're still
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you're CC'd by like a fear or a stun, you can't even auto attack to begin with. So the example that I give is if there's a duress and then calm fears you and then a desecrator manhandles you, there's literally nothing you can do unless you dispel. And if you dispel late, you've taken so much damage from the desecrator, it's hard for you to re-engage because if the jungler has blitz or blink, you're gonna die.
Yep.
Because you probably had to use dispel blink or dispel and escape.
And that is one of the things that is a really good point. That like the fact that this game doesn't have active items, that it's like it's always on duress. Like that's really one of the bigger things too. Because if this was an activatable item, it would be much easier. And just make it's only activatable like once a minute. You know what I mean?
Duress only proc on your second auto attack or your third on the same target?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's what Muzzy
Yeah, that's what he was
before.
saying.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
I'm pretty sure I said that.
I
Yeah.
just went.
You
by-
did.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I've been okay. I have like a cloud of anger in front of my eyes right now.
It's fine.
Like,
Cloud
We
of
understand.
anger.
Duress does this to people. You're under such duress right now, Tulse. Relax, baby.
I can see the
Especially when
Duress
the chat-
logos just going down his eyes. That's tears. Just a bunch of Duresses.
There's already so much friggin' CC in the game. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
it's ridiculous to add an item that does hard CC. Slow's
once-
okay.
If they remove
I
the rest
don't
from the
know,
game, it'll just be inevitability and pestilence that every.
So
sport
what?
gets.
At least you have to work for it. You know, at least
no,
there's counterplay.
Nobody's here
there's-
crying
but-
that No one's ever cried that inevitability was
who
OP.
buys inevitability?
Yeah,
I
but
love
nobody
that
cried
item,
that
but who
Duress
buys
was
it?
OP for the first 6 months either,
Dude,
right?
Duress
That's
was
true.
OP for a long ass time though. Nobody just
But nobody-
figured it out because none of the pros were playing it.
Well,
Nobody likes to
maybe-
build anything other than
Maybe
what the pros are playing.
inevitability is super OP because you get a 40% slow in your auto attacks or whatever it is, right? Like, I mean, who knows? It
Turns
is
everybody into Ash.
the thing about item balance is it's not overpowered or shaper balance. It's not overpowered until every single person buys it all the time, and that's when things get annoying, right? Like nobody's like divinity's overpowered. These mages are bursting me too hard until all of a sudden it's like every mage every game rush divinity win game, right? Like so it's more than possible that there is yet another item out there that's just as broken.
Grace.
Right. It could be Grace. It could be.
Also, this week, at the end of the week, we should just both build Grace. Just whatever.
Just run.
This should just be a gentleman's agreement. No one can use duress in the race.
I'm
for
gonna
the
be
game
a
tournament.
Ronin and I rush duress. I mean, not duress. I'm gonna rush freaking Grace first. So my team, I'm not doing any damage.
I mean, you guys haven't played the game, right? As soon as Item Palooza came out, it was Hope, right? And then like inevitability or not form. There was the pestilence on like the first iteration. Like that's just kind of the way the game works. So like Wasteland needs to find a way to make duress not be built every game, but still be situationally powerful, and then it'll be fine. Like
I don't know what the answer to that is, but
Yeah.
I'm also for that. I'll tell you right. I do not want it removed from the game. I like the item as a concept. I like it being
and
there
no item,
because
no
I like.
item should be an initiator. No item should be an initiator. The players are the initiators.
Well, like
Impulse initiates,
yesterday there was this Ferris that was trying really hard to make pot shots, and I had duress, and I hit attack moves. When he E'd in, he immediately got rooted, and then it was
That's
beyond
what I
ult
like
him.
duress for.
And like that felt really, really good.
Of
What
course.
doesn't feel
That
good.
Ferris was like, fuck my life.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he
Duress
shouldn't
is
have beat on our
broken.
entire team, right? It's his own damn fault. But I think what people don't like is getting CC'd for 4 straight seconds in like some sort of mega combo.
Which
like
is
that.
super easy in this game.
Yeah.
CC
Yeah.
hell exists in every single fight. One
Right.
person can easily be locked down for an entire fight if they survive.
Yeah, 0 to dead is very common.
Yeah.
Seeing
Feels
some
awful.
suggestions in chat where make duress a silence, combine it with stagger. Any thoughts
Silence
on?
is the worst. Silence is the worst feeling in that game. When this desecrator goes like, I'm like,
The
oh,
ass clap.
life's over, boys. I'm dead.
Because he follows it up with
Yeah, exactly. With everything.
right?
This
Yeah.
this is why Zeri is broken. No one listens. Zeri is amazing. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
It's
I
Silence.
only respect Zeri when the player is good. I think
Zeri-
her kit is
Zeri's-
awesome, but
I
really
had
hard
this
to
game
use.
with Ghosty and I built Power Zeri, and it was like the best feeling in the world. Ghosty knows this game. I would casually walk up just through it and be like, keep dead, and then walk away.
Zeri's definitely great, but like she definitely has the potential to just fall over and be useless when you get behind with no mobility, no hard CC. Like I love her to death, but
That's why you play as tactician, build a billion auras, and then just
No,
silence everyone all day.
I got you. I agree. I think one of the reasons why
Right.
Zeri has a bad rap is because it's so easy to feed on her.
Yeah, I think also her W is pretty eh.
Her W's awful.
Yeah.
Like, it feels good when you're microing that shit, but like, at the end of the day, you're like, how much did I really boost his damage by? And it feels weird.
I just use it.
I
I
just
just use it for the free assists.
Yeah, it gives you free assists.
I use it for the free assists. It's like I can't reach you, but you're going in here. Have my little butterfly. All right, go.
Bring me back the spoils of war, friends. Have fun storming the castle.
Oh my god, Zeri.
All right, so that's kind of where we're at. Duress still needs work is the general consensus, I think, here, and just the community in general.
Here's my suggestion. My new suggestion.
Final
is
thoughts on Duress. Go.
Is that its effect scales with range like inversely. So if someone's like right in your face, you can duress them for a long time. But if you do that max range dumb shit King of Masks, it's like barely even a mini stun.
It's kind of
my-
like Void
Where's the
Breaker. with-
counterplay?
Where's
the counterplay?
Don't get autoed.
Be far away.
I mean, sure. I mean, that's
Okay,
the
so
same
how does
counterplay to
anyone get to
stagger.
the back line?
Yo, just hope you can blink to the turret. I mean,
Remove
I mean,
duress.
if you're not the tank and you're getting hit by the duress and your team isn't able to follow up, like I mean that's a positioning error.
Yeah.
I
can
think it
see
should be
that.
deleted.
Yeah, remove
I'm
it.
just not
Yeah.
for deleting things from the game. I just don't like that concept. That just sounds too permanent.
It just
Okay,
has to
then
happen
bring back bindings that respawn. Twerp.
That's not deleting an item. That's just.
No, it's deleting a full mechanic.
But the respawning mechanic is still there. We have cores now. It's just on cores instead of
we
bindings.
do. So
So-
maybe this should be changed to a spell that has a really high cooldown.
Well, that was something Miane suggested. Change
Right.
it, combining it with
I
stagger.
mean, and so that way it still exists, but it's not on an item. Everyone can get it, but the problem is you'd have everybody getting it
At level 1.
At level 1, you'd
Except
have
for the people who
5
get dispel to
troops.
counter it or
Yeah.
blitz
Right,
the
so
counter. You
then
know what I mean?
Yeah, but
So then
Well,
it's who picked the spell first.
yeah,
Stagger-
exactly. And
stagger
that's,
is
that's
duress
just
and spell
stupid.
form.
And then now
Essentially.
junglers are eternally screwed because everybody has duress at level 1.
Or
Then they have to
when
take
they remove
Vanquish.
Vanquish because they said they were going to, a jungler gets duress, and when they do gank, everyone
Everyone
Nice.
dies.
everyone fires off duress the spell, and nobody moves.
Jungler,
Yo,
And
I will-
then
I
you
will-
just run away.
But,
I will
okay.
cry. I will
Jungler
cry
with
when
duress
I'm
would be
falling.
awful. Why would you want that? You'd have to auto attack. You'd already be in melee range. Your gank is successful.
No. He's
At
saying
that
put it
point.
on a spell, make it like stagger.
Yeah.
Well, Stagger already exists for that purpose. I think Stagger will get a comeback in the progression update when
Absolutely.
Vanquish is gone. I started running it again because people sort of forgot about it and like they don't respect it enough. Because if you get staggered and you don't blink or dispel, you die. It's I think it's an underrated spell.
I think Wither's better than
Too
Stagger.
much duress.
Yeah, Wither's.
Well,
way
I,
better
I like
than
Wither later because there's a shorter range, but I like Stagger for like
I would get
level
Wither
up stuff.
as my first spell if I could as a jungler.
Yep.
I would love to enter lane
The
and Wither
Volek is
someone.
like casually walking up, he tosses a Wither and is like, first
Yeah.
blood.
Just one
Dude,
shots you.
Seriously, Wither would be ridiculous first spell. But you need Vanquish.
All right, so moving on from duress, we're gonna move on to the S1cknote Invitational 6 Inferno,
Oh boy.
which took place over the weekend. We saw BOB triumph over SG in the final with a nice solid 2-0 convincing victory. You guys didn't drop a game all tournament, right?
Yeah.
So BOB were a little shaky going into the event, but put the question marks to bed for the most part with a really, really strong.
On the mini map.
I'm so mad.
Yeah, he put all the question marks. Yeah, took them out of the gameplay and put them onto the mini map.
Yeah.
So I mean, real quick, Tulse, give us your impressions of the event.
It was
on the
pretty
whole.
alright. Group is pretty cutthroat, as base guys should know.
We didn't play in that tournament. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, obviously, because you guys didn't show up.
No, to be fair, they showed up in game 2 and 3 of the group and stomped very, very handily, but
Okay.
got a little caught napping on
Well,
game 1. Maybe
okay,
we'll let
to
Ghosty. We'll let Ghosty explain later. But I want to hear you guys from Team BOB, the winners. I want to hear from you first.
Okay, apparently, okay, so you know how DI was like a huge underdog and thing? Apparently in their scrims, they went 10-0. So actually, they were like super confident and stuff. So on that note, like when we actually played DI, they had like a couple like comeback moments. Like they had pretty good. Well, they had these comps where they could go full YOLO into a team fight and come out clean. But because they're so YOLO, they don't care about their AD carry, so they pick something like Vex. And then you would have to deal with everyone who's diving in. So they pick stuff like Kindro or like Basco, and then yeah, it's like I don't know, it's insane. Like DI was pretty awesome to play against. The tournament itself, I think it was like a 9-hour tournament.
Yeah, it
Right.
went pretty quick. I mean, we started at like 2 o'clock and we were finished by
Like 11, right?
by before 11, like 10:40 or so. So it went smoothly. I mean, just from my perspective as kind of like an admin, I thought
think it
everything
was
went pretty well.
much better than the previous S1cknotes because I will never forget that 16-hour S1cknote tournament where we finished at 6 in the morning.
That's crazy.
That
Wow.
was insane. So time-wise, logistically, I think it went pretty well. There wasn't a lot of downtime between games, and like casters got in pretty quickly. I guess the only real downtime was that time where I think you had some like Twitch had some internet issues.
Yeah, Twitch got messed up and everyone's stream on all of Twitch got like shut down
Yeah.
for a minute, and plus we were running with the delay, so it kind of created some confusion as far as getting
Yeah,
the stream up
exactly.
and running during like the semis.
So-
But
Because of that, I think it was actually totally fine time-wise. So yeah, pick and bans, pretty awesome. I think every team has their own stuff, like their own strategies. We had only a second pick strategy, so we're
yo,
like,
game 2, I'll tell you what, you guys won game 2. From my perspective, you won game 2 against SG because you threw their draft off so bad, or in my opinion, in that game 2 when you guys wanted second pick, like they didn't know how to respond. They took a really long time to make their picks, and their comp at the end of it didn't really. I don't know. To me, from an outside observer, it looked like they played into your hands.
because we took lessons from Based and we just banned the Desecrator.
Oh my god, I was watching. What tournament was it that I was watching where I was harassing you the
Okay,
whole time
so-
on Skype?
I think it was
God.
last week's, and then every time we went into pick and ban phase, Ghosty was like, "Why didn't you ban Desecrator? You're so bad. You just had to ban Desecrator." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry." And then we got 2-0, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm just gonna ban Desecrator."
Man, I wonder how well that worked out for you.
Yeah,
Man.
so yeah, that was pretty good.
I mean, just talking real quick from my perspective, from like kind of sitting in the war room and running all the stuff with Spore and Organic, everything went really great from our perspective. I mean, viewership wise, we got over 300 and we never dropped below it. We got as high as I think 360, maybe 370,
Yeah.
which was pretty awesome. Everyone hung out the entire duration. Everyone was really active in chat. We had Waystone giving us updates during the group stage, which was awesome. So like everyone kind of heard Based had got taken out early on in the first game, and everyone was kind of losing their minds in all the chats and everything. So now I bring it to you, Ghosty. You know, what happened? What went wrong? Based, we all had high hopes for Based coming into the event. Some people even had them as favorites to win the event all the way. And I mean, was it a case of you guys were overlooking the group stage maybe and looking towards the bracket, or did you just get caught out in one key fight because that game wasn't streamed? So I really don't know what happened. And then things just snowball out of control from that point? Like, where did it all go wrong? Taking nothing away from DI, just, you know.
Okay, so I'm sitting in lane with Don Lu, and I'm like, yo, we need a ward. We're going to get ganked. So he goes and he flashbacks as Ferris over to where the mushroom camp is, like kind of where the like gap is between the two towers, and he goes to ward, and oh shit, Basco's in his face, so he flashes back, and then Renzo and Amaranth just flash at him, use all this CC on him, he ends up dying, and then Shivy and Elated roam bottom because their calm was roaming bottom, and so me and Yagachu thought we could go in, and then they backed off, so Yagachu and I died for free right after. So then it ended up 0-3, and they got Para. After that, it was
series of unfortunate events.
Yeah.
Damn.
It like this was at like level 5, so it wasn't even that early. It was like literally prime time to get Para type of deal. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Right.
So it was just
Never
really
again.
the
So
worst possible.
was that snowball being created, or was that a lack of morale on your side as soon as that happened, or was it a combination of both?
It wasn't a lack of morale because we were trying to still make plays like across the map. Like they ended up getting Para, and then whatever. The third time that Power Buff spawned, we went up there, and no one made a shot call at all to who to target, and everyone for some ridiculous reason decided to focus Basco when I'm just there like, guys, there's a squishy calm like right there.
Right.
But everyone just focused Basco. He got out with like 100 HP. We used
Of
all of our
course.
crap on him, and then
Right.
they just came in and steamrolled us, and then we're just there like, well, let's hope they do something dumb and tower dive us now. And they never did, so we lost 19-1.
So
It's okay,
it
we
was
got
more
the one kill.
snowbally.
Well, it's,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
was snowball gate, but
from-
I'm not taking anything away from DI because they kept the lead and they used the
did,
lead as
right.
they were supposed to. So
they did a really good job, but it sounds like, yeah, you guys got caught out early in a bad position, and then it sounds like maybe you guys got a little bit gun shy later on, and there wasn't quite the level of teamwork needed to make the comeback. But you guys proved in the next two games that you got, you know, that was maybe a little bit of a fluke. I don't expect you guys to get, you know, 19-1 very often, but and
20-1 next.
Hmm?
It'll be 1-20.
It'll
next.
be 1-20 next time. But you guys did a good job of finishing strong, at least in your group, and winning pretty handily the next two games. So what can Base do to prevent this from happening next time? How are you guys planning on righting the ship and making sure something like that you don't drop a pivotal game in this weekend's tournament? What are you guys looking to focus on? What are you looking to improve on?
I need to take the whip out on my 4 teammates.
Are you the shot caller for the most
No,
part?
Don Lou's the shot caller, and I'm
Dude, Don Lu's
basically
shot
Uncle
calling?
Ghosty.
Donnie's shot calling is the best because he's from China, right? And he recently came to Canada, so his vocabulary isn't that great. So what he'll be like, come here, fight. And then like there'll be like 5 seconds of dead silence. And like, okay, go top lane. Like everything is like super like short and concise. He sounds like a dictator or something.
So like now, whenever Don Lu makes a call, I basically just repeat whatever he said as loud and clear as possible. That's like the only way to do things because everybody, like my whole team's just like, we don't care how bad Don Lu's English is. He can only speak Chinese, but he's gonna be the shot caller.
That's good. You guys should teach him a few helpful phrases then, maybe.
I've tried.
Okay.
They weren't helppful phrases though, but
Oh, of course. They were. I'm sure I can imagine.
So either way, the event, I think everyone will agree, was a success all the way through and through. So Sporesmith, I am literally crying from laughter. I am. These are tears of joy. But Sporesmith and Organic were awesome. Everyone's support was really great. I enjoyed doing the event. I'm glad you guys participated in it. I look forward to doing more in the future. But now we got a kind of a little taste of what the race to the gate this weekend will be, and this one's gonna get serious. This one's for some serious cash in $1,500 for the winning team. So, BOB and Based, what do you guys think about Race to the Gate? Do you feel? Are you confident going in? Do you think everybody eyeing the? Do you have your eyes on the prize? Are you
Day
just happy
one,
to
best
be
of
there?
one. Let's do this.
Yeah, I think everyone has a chance, but like the team that shows up and doesn't die will just basically take it all. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like Dongate really likes the comeback mechanic. Like, yeah, you
Mhm.
can go harass the well when they're taking parasite and stuff like that. But that's so hard to do after your tier 2s fall. So really you have to play flawlessly for like the first 5 minutes of the game or even up to
Yeah.
10 minutes. So
It's true.
like I know SG has this cheese where he sends like the jungler solos a buff or some shit, and then they send like 3 people or sometimes even 4 people to the power, and then like they screw you so hard that the jungler loses his first
Still
buff.
haven't been able to do it to us.
Yeah, and then they auto tilt. The jungler auto tilts, and then like the game is over. It was like, oh, we lost, boys. Like it's over because like the
It's
jungler
funny
gets
'cause
screwed so hard.
There's so much experience in the jungle, yet losing one buff will completely mess you up.
Yep.
Yep.
Because then the other jungler is just way ahead of you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It just
Yeah.
doubles the amount that he's ahead of you. That's all it does.
Yeah, it's a really tough balance.
Yeah, so I feel like it's pretty even. Like all the teams that did well at S1cknote, including Based. I feel like Based will come back for sure. Like, come on, they're not gonna go 1-19 again this game. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
On Friday, we're gonna lose our
That's
best
a
of one, and
promise.
then it's over, boys. Pack it up. Like that's it.
I'll be so disappointed if that happens.
Watch, Waystone's gonna put us against DI on Friday. Just
The
like,
rematch
throw it in
game?
our face. Yeah. Oh man.
In the chat, Grand Commander's asking if there's any commentary on how the competitive games were in the tournament, or sorry, how rarely the games were competitive. I think he's referring to the fact that all the bracket matches were 2-0s.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that the European teams that made it. I mean, and congratulations for 2 European teams making it to the semifinals. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Those guys were able to go that far with the limitations of playing in Europe time-wise and the ping not being quite as good. But I think for the European teams, and I can't speak for them, but I'm going to. But I think they were getting tired, and it was just kind of the lateness of it. And I know DI had a couple members who weren't feeling very well, so I mean they even bowed out and didn't stick around for the for the third place match. So Rare Elixir EU won that by default. But I mean the games were competitive to a point. I didn't think it was stompy one way or the other. Like, I mean, as far as the finals went, BOB, you guys just you anaconda strangled them for the most part.
You're busy laughing at this shit.
What?
They made it. I'm so glad he made it. Oh my god.
That GIF is great.
this might be the most
That GIF is great.
worthwhile
Willard?
thing Willard has ever done.
I'm so glad.
His
I
entire
requested
life.
it. I requested it, and it's
Good
been
good
made.
game, Lava Buckets.
Thank you.
Oh, God bless. God bless.
Good game, Lava Buckets.
All right, Lava Buckets, you get this one. You win this round. But what do you guys think about the relatively perceived not equalness of some of these games?
No
Do
two
they?
ones. Where were the 2-1s in the semis and finals? What happened?
There were none.
There were no 2-1s.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why did the team that won the first game always win the second game? Is it just coincidence? There was only 3 series.
In our first game, I think we had a better comp than they did. So in general, I felt like we could win both in team fights and split. In the second game, it was much closer because their team fight comp was pretty godlike. But we managed to get a lot of early objectives before the Vex would come online and the Kindred too. So we managed to close out the game faster, with enough time before the Vex actually became a huge issue.
Yeah, I remember talking about that in that game, and that was one of the things you guys had to win fast, and you did a good job of it.
Yeah, like there was one play where our whole entire team went full dumbass. We chased a Calm, and they had a Sakari, and we chased so hard, she got a 5-man ulti, and I was just like, oh, lost boys. And then we died. Like 5-0.
You guys do that so much. Oh my god, please.
Yeah.
I feel like if Base didn't mess up in the group stages, the semifinals there, Bob versus Base would have been the only one to go to 3 games.
Yeah, I think so too. Even in scrims, like between base and Bob, usually it's always 2-1
Yeah.
or 1-2.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, tell us, because when I was putting up my power rankings, I had you guys second and based fourth. You're like, no, base second and live free, die hard, fucking fourth. They didn't even show up to the tournament. They just bailed somehow, and then base went out first round. I'm sitting on my phone, Thanksgiving, and I'm like, okay, that prediction's wrong. That
Okay,
prediction's
you wanna know
wrong.
why? Okay,
EOB wins the tournament. I'm like, all right, I quit. My
we
crumb
scrimmed
server is
against
not there.
SG like 4 times, and we went 0-4 because we got cheesed so hard in the last 2 games, and in the first 2 games, like we went full tilt off the first game that Cuts got off, and then against base, like we scrimmed for like 2 weeks, and then the record was like we got 3 wins and they got something like 7, and then we're like, we're gonna fucking lose, and then we're like whatever, and then we won. So I don't even know, like.
Well, if I did have one criticism of the way the tournament may have been set up, is that like watching some good teams go 2-1 in the group stages and then lose the tournament, that definitely, I mean, I guess for base especially, that sucks. You know what I mean? Because
It felt
like
awful. It felt
there's
awful.
right, like for example, I mean, if you consider the fact that destructive influence, let's say if they didn't surrender but they did get 2-0'd, like their record in the tournament would have been negative versus yours, which is positive. But you drop out for you basically lost that one game to them,
Yeah.
and that's it. Like that's
Okay,
why.
here's my thing with that though. If
Sure.
say Based had played their first, say both DI and Based had played their first 2 games and played each other last to decide the group, would
Yeah.
it wouldn't feel as bad.
No,
Like
that's
it wouldn't feel as bad because
well-
we lost the first round, like the first game against
Yeah,
DI.
so
and
your
we're
other
like,
2 games.
these next 2 games are a waste of time because they're not going to lose versus these next 2 teams.
yeah.
So
I mean, personally, I feel when you have a bracket stage or group stage with 16 teams, I'd rather
Yeah.
see 8 teams come out of the brackets with the top
Yep.
2.
Yep.
But I understand time is like a serious limiter. But like best of ones always kind of rub me the wrong way, and I understand Waystone's tournament's a best of one. as well.
Friday.
Except
Um,
until the semifinals, then it becomes
Time to
Round
cook up
three.
some delicious cheese, get that easy
Oh,
win.
God,
right.
please.
But I mean, does it not always come down to like not always, but like the first 5-10 minutes of that game, like you can't lose or you're out of the tournament. Like that that seems kind of shitty to me.
Snowball gate.
Right.
Snowball gate. Not
Like-
like I feel like 95% of the time, whoever gets that first parasite is gonna win the game.
Yeah. And like, do you bother playing high risk, high reward, like things that could come out the gate and win that snowball, or do you just like you're like nope, safe lanes only, like standard play, don't want to lose 5 minutes? Like, what's the deal?
I just don't like picking stuff that's like uber late game, like Vex and Kindra and kind of stuff like that. Because if you fall behind early game and then they just like chunk you out, like let's say you're playing Kindra or Vex and they chunk you, then that makes it effectively a 5v4 and then they take Parasite and.
Right. And again, and I don't want to disparage DI at all because I mean they threw out their group, but like if you switch this over to say League of Legends and like TSM went 2-1 in their group stages and were eliminated to the tournament because they lost one game, like it's a little upsetting to see like the favorite teams drop so early. So like I would love to see like the first team in the group get better seeding, but like still I want to see the number 2 team play again. I want to see that second chance. Like I don't know if it has to be losers bracket, but
That's how I feel.
Like even a losers bracket like would have been felt better because it's like okay we made like one mistake and then we're out of the tournament. Just
right.
Like,
Yeah.
Like I wanted to see Last Project, Timp 4, like base. I wanted to see them play more, right? Like that's just my opinion. So like tournament runners, I don't know if there's time, even for Waystone, but like I do think that you should be allowed to lose at least one game and not be out of the tournament somehow. Just to find a way.
yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that's good feedback too for the future for other tournaments, and I'm trying to put together a tournament myself, but that's all good things to consider in the future. And apparently Sportsmith is saying the loser bracket is what made the last S1cknote take 16 hours, so there's that to be.
Right.
considered
My
as well.
one improvement to their tournament would just be
Was
to
the
add
top 2.
right, and I'm even okay with that next round being a best of. Well, maybe not. No, because I want.
It's like I hate
no.
best of ones, but that next round could be.
Well, I mean, it's from I guess a double elimination standpoint, right? Like, I would be okay if the second place team in the group lost their next game and was out. I guess is the way. So
So
maybe
then,
then I want a losers bracket. Yeah,
okay,
it's
so
hard.
then,
What if
It's
we
hard.
make it as
I
if
don't know.
the other team got one set ahead of them, so it
Yeah,
seemed like a best of three, but it's really
but it's
not a
actually
best
a
of
best
three.
of. It's actually a best of
The
one.
best of one.
It's like you
It's
have to
tough.
win 2 games in a row. They have to win 1 game.
Well, that would be tough too. That would definitely be tough.
Yeah.
I mean, you already have the
Yeah.
seeding disadvantage. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. It really is a conundrum. And I mean, obviously there is the option to run 2-day tournaments.
I
but
don't like 2-day tournaments.
well, no, yeah, that means that for $1,500, which I mean is not the most money in the world, you have to have 2 days free. And like
I-
some people
I
work.
like 2
I
days.
mean, I work the weekends. I can't take
Yeah.
2 days off. I can't take Saturday and Sunday off. It's just if I
Yeah.
want to continue eating and having enough money to pay for my shitty internet. So to do
I
all
like
this fun
2 day.
stuff.
I like 2 day tournaments because it shows the consistency of teams between 2 days. Like they could be great one day and then the next day they're just crap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
true.
what C-Milk said, oh, sorry, no, what Miane said rather about running games more in parallel. That's also a possibility. I don't know. I don't know what I want because I definitely don't want a 2-day tournament or a 16-hour tournament as a viewer. That's a little exhausting.
It is.
I guess I really just want my predicted teams to win. I guess is my real complaint.
Speaking of predictions, I want to hear what people think as far as the RTTG. That's hard to say quickly.
Race to the gate.
Race to the Gate actually is faster and easier to say in my opinion. But so,
Yep.
what are people's thoughts on Race to the Gate? Do you have favorites going in, or I mean, we'll let me, Muzzy, and John go first because I think Ghosty thinks Based is gonna win, and I think Tulse thinks Bob is gonna win.
I don't think Bob's gonna win, dude.
You don't think they're gonna win? You think those guys are scrubs, one-hit wonders?
Yeah, dude. We're called Band of Baddies for a fucking reason.
Because they're bad.
Like,
guys
we're
are-
bad. Like, oh,
You,
I don't
you
know.
guys have a really stellar record. So I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I feel like Bob or SG is going to win the tournament. But after that, I don't know.
I really want to see LFDH in an actual tournament.
Are they going to show up? Like, are they going to sign up for the tournament and then
They're in.
and then
They're
be
one of the teams
mysteriously-
registered to play and be in it.
Scrim? Like, who are they scrimming?
They scrimmed against SG before. They scrimmed against us, but we only got one game in.
Like, I feel like they never have time to scrim, and then if they're gonna come into these tournaments without getting any scrim time, then it's
Yeah.
just gonna like.
If
I
you
agree.
don't mind me being callous, I think this tournament is a race for third place. I feel like there's 5 teams that are all competitive for third place, but I do just think historically BOB and Surreal Gaming's records are so good that I would require those teams to prove themselves by winning another tournament before I would predict them as the winners.
Yeah, I actually don't really follow the competitive scene too much, but I've definitely been interested. I watch it, but I watch it on mute. Sorry, Twerp. And it has nothing to do with you. It's just I'm always doing something else at the time.
I don't take
And
offense.
so, no. And so, like, at this point now, like, I kind of want to get into it by seeing what comes out of this first round of tournaments that are, I guess, being taken really seriously. So as soon as that happens, then I'll start watching a bit more and developing a favorite. But for right now, I'm just enjoying the whole competitive aspect of it.
I think it basically also comes down to like who executes, who
Yeah.
has a better draft phase, who comes prepared, and like just the team who basically performs better will usually win, right? So,
Especially in a
That's the
best of
idea.
one.
yeah.
It is, it will be best of 3 once we get to the semifinals of this. So
Well, like when I everybody that was playing, like when I was doing my write up last week, like I mean, Base obviously has their entire roster is in like top 30 or top 40 on leaderboards. Like that's an incredible amount of just like right in front of you. Like here's the talent of these guys.
pure mechanical.
What are you talking
skill.
about? They're top 5. Just tell based on to change all the names to everyone else on the
Well,
team.
I can't. You know what I mean? Like, but like
top 50% of the top 10.
if
No,
you look
that's
at Rare
true.
Elixir, both their teams, all those guys are in the top of they're on the leaderboards. Last Project's on the leaderboards. I mean, BOB, I think 4/5 year roster. Like, there's a ton of mechanical skill there, and if it's a best of one tournament, if those guys step up and win the lane, like I could see Bob, SG, and Base all going out in first round of the tournament just like that. I mean, like there's a possibility.
I mean, it's a possibility. I think we're going to see an upset
We're
somewhere.
going down, boys.
Just through matchups. I think someone is. I think there will be an upset somewhere. I don't know exactly where that is until we see finalized brackets.
SG seed against base in the first round.
Well, no, but if that happens, I mean, what if that
Oh,
happens? What if
God.
Base can manage to take if they take out SG, or maybe Base plays BOB in the first round and
a
take
best
you
of
guys
one
out?
is a certain skill set that your team has to learn. Okay.
Yeah. You have to have balls of steel, anti-tilt.
You've got to.
Oh,
I
that's.
mean,
Do we
potential
want to
seed.
talk about seeding? I mean, that's a fair point, right? I
Yeah.
mean, like
It,
I don't know how they're going to do it.
it's seeded by solo queue rating average of your whole team.
is that confirmed?
That's kind of.
Yes.
I don't.
So based is guaranteed first
Wow.
because those guys have solo queued and never fucking moved on a leaderboard, which is absolute fucking shit.
I understand they don't have
I'll
much to
Wait,
go on
wait.
for this event.
It's based off of solo queue
Yeah, how are
rating?
you gonna?
Yeah,
How are you
Instead
gonna?
of the Instead of the
Well-
fact that they do know what the internal MMR is and could provide that
It
information.
should be MMR. Yeah. I feel
Really?
like-
Based off of
MMR.
solo queue for people who may never ever solo queue
Yes.
and can just gain MMR and not gain any solo queue because they
Only-
never solo queue?
Rating.
That
Which
is
Big reason why I have not played on my main account for a long time.
wow.
There's no point.
What do you mean a long time? What do you mean a long time? Like how when was the last time you played? How long have you known about solo queue?
First scrims.
Because I played a couple games last week. Yeah.
In Waystone's defense, they really have nothing else to go on, and they can't really go on community-run tournaments because it's not like their show. So, based off things that they can control, solo queue is the only thing they have. I think it's a terrible idea to seed a team-based event off solo queue ratings because they really don't have that much correlation. I mean, they do a little bit, but I mean, if we're just
I have
going
no
based off solo
complaints 'cause
queue,
I'm biased.
huh?
I have no complaints because I'm biased.
Well, that's what I mean, though. But if we're just going based off solo queue, like no one
but I
should have
mean-
even showed up to S1cknote besides Based, and they didn't really have the success they were expecting, or which everyone was expecting based off the solo queue rating. So, I don't know if I love that idea, but I guess we're just gonna have to roll with it as the first event and whatnot, and just
Whose choice was this for?
Well,
This was Waystone's
this is
choice?
Waystone.
So,
I mean,
They
it's
they
not like,
have
it's not like
access to
POV.
internal MMR. They have access to it, and they're going to
Yeah.
use
well,
solo
that's
queue
what
rating.
everyone has been saying. Like ever since it was kind of announced, that's what everyone's been saying.
MMR makes more sense. The best thing about MMR is that you can't go on Dawn Scout, look at everyone's rating yesterday, and be like, okay, I got to win a game on this account to bring our MMR up or SQR up, and then we'll be seeded against the theoretically lowest seeded team. Like that would.
So
be kind
what
of,
what if a badass group of players formed a team, and they were all good, but they'd never solo queue. They would just they
They'd be
wouldn't have the
eighth.
chance to be
they
seeded
would
at
be
all.
eighth.
It would be
seed.
eighth.
That,
Or
that
like
would mean
the
that
lowest seed.
they would
That's-
upset Based in the first round.
Oh, but still, that's unfair. If anything, I don't know. That
Well,
doesn't seem right.
You gotta your first tournament has to be seeded somehow. I mean, like
That's what I
Sure,
mean.
but
It's
they
not
have
that.
access
They
to a
just
more
want, they just
reliable.
want fresh. They want fresh seating, but this isn't the way to do it.
Yeah.
Right, but and they also have access to a more reliable rating system than SQR.
But that's not public, so
it doesn't have to be public. They can just tell us what it is. Like they don't have to tell us what the MMR is. They could just say
Yeah.
this team has the rating. They don't have to reveal anything, and they can just tell us what the seedings are.
well, maybe
I-
this way it's a little more transparent for the people who are the uninitiated. They just go and look, and
No,
I'm not saying
this is
it's
why
the
we
best.
have our show, man.
Yeah.
We go out, like, I mean, this is why we talk about this stuff. I don't, if anybody actually thinks solo queue rating is a better way to do seedings than MMR, like, I mean, make a compelling argument. But I feel like
I don't.
there's
I
still
guess
a week to
seeding.
go, unless the seating's already locked in for like production standpoint. I feel like they should probably change their minds, in my opinion.
Speaking of production, Pluto had the nerve to tell us to change our icon because it was unprofessional.
What, the helmet? The
Yeah,
50 helmet?
50's helmet face is the best icon.
It actually
Oh my
works
God.
well on the wiki, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think
nice.
I think the other logo is.
Yeah,
The suit photo.jpg.
Yeah, the Photoshop wizardry is probably not the best, but your little helmet icon works. If you could somehow make that work better at a larger resolution,
But
uh,
Pluto's like, yo, you gotta change that. I'm like, come on.
I
You're
don't
like
think
the team with the most character, please.
I like Hype Train's logo the best. I think because they got it's like a Boba Fett helmet with HNT in it. I think
What
it's
if I
cute.
told you that Hype Train disbanded?
What? They're done?
Well, I don't know because everyone like City dropped its HT tag and Captain
All right,
Romantic
all
is now
right.
looking
I'll
for a
update the
team.
fucking wiki. All right.
Rest in peace, HT.
Aren't they in the tournament? No, they're not. They're not
No.
in the
No.
gate. Okay. Um, the only team we don't have a lot of information on of the eight is Soon TM. Who's the star player on Soon TM?
Gatsby, Nicken,
Xanarate,
Xanarate,
Levi,
Levi, and
Midnight Proxy.
Midnight. That's right.
That's their
Yeah.
new jungler.
You gotta get a page set up for them because they've got everybody else's like fancy logo, like team, except for those guys.
They're
just
new. They're relatively new. The Soon TM guys.
cool. But if anyone from that team is watching, get in touch with me so we can update your page.
The train has stopped. So I mean, the race to the gate is this weekend. We're gonna see how that all plays out. I'm excited to see, like, this is kind of the beginning, so we'll see what happens here, and hopefully, we'll get better seeding in the future. They'll probably be using these tournaments now to
Yeah,
seed in the
definitely.
future, I would imagine.
Yeah, they definitely should. Like if that's the baseline, right? If you're a new team in the next tournament and you want to be seeded on this QR because like there's only 2 new teams, sure. But I mean, moving forward, they should definitely use the prior tournament seeding or performance to seed the next tournament. It only makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've pretty much covered all the things we need to cover tonight, so we'll just kind of open it up now to any Q&A or chat has, or if you guys had any other topics you wanted to cover. We can go
Oh, do
into
you guys know the full format of Race to the Gate?
It's best of
What do you mean?
one.
It's best of 1 on Friday,
Yeah.
and then semifinals and finals best of 3 on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
And the third place.
Yeah. And
Well,
third
best of
place.
1. Time to buckle in, boys.
Yeah.
No mistakes.
I need to get the whips out. Like, let's go team.
So if they're doing best of ones, are they casting every single? I guess
have
was
no
that the
idea.
quarterfinals? If there's 8 teams, like it's a little odd.
I have
maybe.
no idea.
4 teams, best of 1s. That's actually pretty doable.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
like
that's
1 hour per
that's
game.
4 hours of Dongate, but like I mean, would it not be more competitively integral or whatever integrity
Like-
to do parallel best of threes?
Oh, I see.
I would rather do best of 3s on Friday, but best of 1s. They will be the
Yeah.
downfall of based.
Like I get it, it's their tournament, they have their own casters this time,
Yeah.
but I think if there is another race to the gate, south, east, or west, do like, Waste on Games 2, have like, I mean, shameless plug for my boy Twerp, have him cast it and get best of 3s in the quarterfinals, because the last thing we want to do is see hype teams like drop because they got cheesed.
But at the same time, I think there's something to be said for being up and present in every game and not being
I
allowed to
agree.
sleep on people.
But
I
like,
agree, but I don't.
I know,
think
and it
one
sucks.
team
It sucks
is
that the
Cheese-
entire yeah.
cheese in a best of 1 can make any team win, but then when it comes to the BO3, they're just gonna get murdered.
Yeah. No, I agree to that. And there's, I mean, I always talk about it when we used to do bib and stuff, and it was like, this is game 1. This is the game the teams have to play with. If you want to try a wacky comp, if you want to do something to try and catch them off guard and steal game 1, this is when you can do it. So I do give you that. I will give
Well,
it that.
I think Bibs is a great example of we can run brackets with 16 teams. Oh, never mind. Bibs is 10 minute games.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, totally different animal, John.
There's best
Oh,
of
damn
1s
it.
everywhere.
100
Damn it.
CS.
Damn it! It seemed so good. I was like,
Yeah,
man,
and
we can
bib
run
was
a
best of
16
1 up until the semis anyway,
Yeah.
so it didn't matter.
I was like, we can run a 16 team
man.
tournament in 4 hours. You guys suck. Oh, you're 10 minute games. Right. Okay, forget it. All right, I'm out.
No, as far as we know, One Trooper winners of this qualifier can participate in all of the qualifiers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the number just keeps going down. If one team wins all 4, then it would just go down to the next team down the
What?
line.
What I'm interested in is that it's the last tournament, like the grand final deal is what, in March?
Hmm.
That's a lot. That's
It is
far
a
away,
long time
man. Like
away.
teams like change rosters, teams will break apart. Like, and it
Yep.
also like teams are need to be like consistent for what, 6 months.
That's a lot to ask.
Ugh, yeah, that's a lot.
Evan Iskus brought that up last week. Who gets the spot in the finals or in the final event? Is it the players, organization? Like, what if the team splits up and like
Yep.
two of those players
Yeah.
go to one team, two goes to another? Do they fight over that spot? Like, let's throw this hypothetical situation where the team splits in half. One guy retires from Dongate, and those two players both join new teams. Which team gets the spot?
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know, like those questions need to have answers because like it probably won't happen, but you know
No, it
we need to
probably will happen. Let's be honest. Like teams change
Yeah.
all the time. All the
Yeah.
time. I'm sure after this weekend, teams will disband and new teams will form. Like that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that is. I mean,
We'll see.
I hope Wasted has contingency plans for all those things.
Yeah. I at the end of the day, this is going to be a great learning experience for the
Mhm.
next Race to the Gate Open.
I mean, and this is why this is without a doubt this is a beta tournament series. So there are going to be. That's why all of this is happening. It's why we're here asking these questions. Like this
We're
is
guinea pigs, Tulse.
Yeah, we really are. Everybody
Perfect.
is.
Yeah. I mean,
It'll be
even the
fun.
viewers, like the viewers get to give feedback. Like, well, hey, what was that tournament like as a viewer? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Every-
please give your
everybody.
feedback on this stuff so we can all like get better at it, which is the dream, man.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be pretty much it for tonight. Thank you, Ghosty, for coming on and taking your lumps. You did a good job. You were a very good sport, and we wish you success in the future and good luck this weekend, man.
Cheer for based on Friday, but we won't be there on Saturday.
It's good to be. See now you've gotten a little humble now. So now you guys are
You
you're
should,
ready.
okay, you should have seen Ghosty in the hour that when they lost. Like on my Skype, like there's Ghosty and then there's like 7 messages. I'm like, what the hell is going on? He's like, fuck my life, fuck this team, fuck. Oh my god, fuck. I can't believe we fucking lost. And just like all the way down, I'm like,
I was just there like, my team fucking sucks. Like, I quit. I'm gonna go become a Halo pro. I'm done with this.
it's so bad. Oh my god.
So we wish all you guys luck. Tulsa, you guys too on BOB. We wish you guys the best of luck. All the teams involved in RTGG. Race to the Gate.
Race
Just
to
easier to
the
say.
Gate.
Fucking worst abbreviation
Indie
ever.
World.
RTTG.
Indie World.
So thank you guys very much for watching Money Pigs. Keep an eye out for Race to the Gate this weekend. Be sure to watch and support that. Ghosty has a Twitter now, so you can follow him
Yep.
at Ghosty Prawn. And you can follow the rest of us at all that crap and follow the channels and blah, blah, blah. Go to the subreddit. You all know the deal by now if you're watching this. So thank you guys. Take it easy, bozos. We'll see you another time.
Have a
Disney
good
World.
night. Happy Disney World.